And so when she asks, honey, how was work? Tell me about your day. He responds by saying, it was fine. This response frustrates her because she's thinking, why don't you ever open up to me? Why won't you share your life with me? Because for her, it's no effort to talk about her day. For her, whether she's at work or whether she's at home, it's all interrelated anyway. Why wouldn't you talk about it? He's thinking like a waffle. She's thinking like spaghetti. For most men, one of the boxes in the waffle of their mind is the nothing box. It's called the nothing box because guess what's in the box? Nothing. It's empty. It's a stress-free box. It's one of the ways that he manages stress. Every once in a while, he just closes the doors on all these other boxes and goes into a box where nothing is demanded of him, and he can just chill out and relax. Now, let's say that a husband is in his nothing box. His wife sees him sitting there looking calm and relaxed. And so she thinks, this might be a good time to start a conversation. So she asks him, honey, what are you thinking? And of course, his response is, nothing. To her, this is an obvious lie. How could you not be thinking anything? You see, most women don't have a nothing box in their minds. They're always processing all sorts of things. So she thinks he just doesn't want to share his thoughts and feelings with me. But the truth is, he probably really was just thinking nothing. He's in the nothing box. That's the name of the box. That's what it's for. That's why he's there. Now, maybe I shouldn't bring this up. But I would imagine that there's probably many of us men who've been in just that situation where we're in that nothing box. We got nothing going on up here. And it's a relaxing place to be. And then our wife will ask us, honey, what are you thinking? And instead of saying nothing, because we know she's not going to buy that, we actually grasp for straws and try to come up with something just to give her an answer. Oh, honey, I was thinking about how we need to take care of this over there. How we need to fix that over there. Because we don't want to admit that there really was nobody at home. And the nothing box is not bad. It's a good thing. It's a good way to reduce stress. Now, the reason that I'm talking about how men are like waffles and women are like spaghetti is not to change the way you think. If you're a waffle, you're a waffle. I hate to break it to you. If you're spaghetti, you're a spaghetti. That's just the way it works. I'm talking about this in the hope that if we understand how our spouses think, then maybe we'll be more patient with them. Maybe we'll even learn to speak in ways they understand. For example, ladies, when you're having a conversation with your husband, you need to understand that every time you head in a new direction with the conversation, in his mind, it's like opening up a new box. And usually, each box to him seems like a separate problem for him to solve. Boxes, that's usually where you accomplish a task. And so he's going to think, well, she's telling me this for a purpose. She's not telling me this just to tell me. I mean, she wants me to respond. She wants me to do something. Surely she wants me to help. Surely she wants me to fix it. And so she starts opening boxes. And he's going to try to follow you at first. He really is. You've opened up one box and he's tracking with you. But if you open too many boxes, at some point, his brain, something in his mind is just finally going to go, poof. He's going to overload. You've opened more boxes than he can process at once. You open up the first one. Okay, I'm tracking with you. Yeah, here's an approach how maybe we can help that. And, oh, she's opened up another one. Okay, I'm holding on to this idea. And, all right, we're talking about this. I'm working on that. Whoa, there's another one. Okay, and before he knows it, there's just too much. And then finally, at that point, different men respond in different ways. At that point, he may just get impatient or frustrated. You think he's just grouchy. He was actually trying to follow you. Or, as many husbands do, he may just tune out and retreat to the nothing box. That's when that dazed expression just kind of goes over his face. That's when a wife is tempted to say, "What did I just say to you?" All right, so ladies, how do we deal with this? If you want to get feedback in the conversation you're having with your husband, if you're not just sharing to share, if you really want feedback from him, then you need to try to open no more than 2 or at the most 3 boxes at once. And 3 may be too many for your particular husband. Husbands, if your wife starts to open too many boxes at once, perhaps you can gently say to her, "Honey, too many boxes." No, it's not an attack. It's a confession of feeling overwhelmed. I'm trying to track with you, sweetie. I want to listen. Too many boxes. On the other hand, gentlemen, you need to know that sometimes she may need to really talk things through and go in all sorts of directions. It's the way that a lot of women manage their stress and process the different parts of their lives. They think through it. They think through all the different connections and how it's all related and talk through things. And ladies, sometimes that's what you need to do. But if you need to do that, perhaps you can gently let him know early in the conversation, "Honey, I don't need you to solve all this. I just need you to listen." Then, husbands, you can know that the only box that you need to be in at that particular moment is the "show how I care by listening to my wife" box. That's all you've got to worry about doing. You don't have to chase every single thing and come up with a solution for every single thing. All you need to do is to care enough about her to just listen and let her share. But ladies, you need to know that as far as offering all sorts of solutions and fixing it, he's off the hook, or his brain might explode. As the note sheet says, effective communication is dependent on effective listening. Effective communication is dependent on effective listening. Please turn with me to James chapter 1. James 1. Now, in James 1, beginning in verse 19, we read this. "My dear brothers, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. For man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." Say that with me. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. All the way up through high school and college and into my early adult years, I was someone who was not quick to listen, I was not slow to speak, and I was quick to become angry. And so what I did is I actually printed out that passage. I printed it on a little card, and I set it on a shelf where I saw that passage every single day for literally 4 or 5 years. Every day I read that verse. And it gradually soaked in. And although I still have my moments, I'm a lot better than I used to be. Everybody should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry.